Myself, I'm really excited. At first, because I didn't know anything about treaty really, and I was kind of skeptical about it, you know, but when I started working for Kitsilus about 2.5 years ago, I started learning more about treaty and what it will mean for Kitsilus, and um, I think the big turning point for me was when I read the Indian Act. You know, I was so upset. The more I read it, the more upset I got, and and then reading about the history in BC, and the more I read, the more I started to believe that we can't go wrong with the treaty. I mean, it's a big learning process, but I think it's the best direction. Like I said, why should we be told what we can do, when we can do it, how we can do it? And it's on our own land. The opportunities is independence. That's the big thing. Being self-governing, and also a lot of economic opportunities. At first, like I said, I was skeptical, and I was thinking, why do we need the treaty when we're already entering into some economic agreements, or partnership agreements with companies or with the city of Terrace, or whoever. But I think that was just the start, and I think treaty will just enhance that more. It'll give us put us more on a equal playing field, than we are now. But I think the big challenge is getting people to understand, because change is scary. We took a few people up to the Yukon, I think maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. We visited through 2 or 3 First Nations who have a treaty, and so they got to speak to the leadership. They got to hear a report from, and also they got to speak to members from those First Nations. And when they asked these members if you could go back to the way things were under the Indian Act, would you? And they said no. Even though they weren't completely 100% completely satisfied with what their government was doing or how things were going, there was no way they wanted to go back.